Right, well I've just turned my car into a sieve. 10 holes now in here. Good morning guys and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. Obviously today's video, hope you can tell from the title, is cage day. So we're going to be fitting this today. So the car's out, drying. But yeah, it's all sort of ready. I just need to get those front seats out and have a little look at where the cage is going to go, because I want to keep those rear carpets in, maybe cut some slots for obviously the base plates. Got the spreader plates as well, and got all my bolts. Drill bit wise, I may have to go get another one because I've got a 10 which is too big and an 8. For some reason I don't have a 9 and these bolts are 8.8s. Cool. So what we're going to do first of all is get those front seats out, move the cage sort of into that front end of the car again, and then we're going to have a look at what I need to do with the carpets, etc. Alright, so now the interior is sorted, I'm just going to drag the cage around the side and we're going to do a little test fit. So on previous episodes of my channel, we obviously for the cage I'm going to try and keep all the interior in, like the back interior, just to make it look neat. Oh god, I can't get off that one hand. Anyway, I'll show you down here. On previous episodes I actually marked out the cage last time I fit it, so we have a Sharpie on the sort of duct tape there just to sort of show me where I had it before. I am going to double check again and just mark it one more time to make sure it is 100% right before I start drilling. Obviously the cage is painted now very roughly by myself, but yeah, we're just going to sort of see how it fits up to those lines first of all, and then I'm going to be sort of cutting the rectangle out of there for those sort of mounts. That's the plan anyway. Sort of test fit's done. All my little marks seem to line up pretty good. I don't know what's the best way to do it. Drill it when the cage is in. I can drill the majority of the holes when it's in. Those ones are sort of at the top I can't. But all these front feet ones I can. Decisions to be made, I don't really know. I also need to jack it up, take the rear wheels off, check there's nothing in the way. There shouldn't be anything in the way there. Underneath the main feet at the front, I just want to check, see if there's any lines or anything running under there, because that would not be cool. In line with it, as you sort of come down, my camera will adjust. Obviously this here is the floor, but then there's a tank. The other side is the fuel tank. I don't know what this tank is, but just got to be careful not to make any sparks, especially that side by the fuel tank. That wouldn't be cool. So just going to drill slowly, working my way up the drill bits. Going to start at a 3mm drill bit, and then we'll work our way up to the 8. We'll see if the 8's good enough. If not, I might see if my dad or anyone like that's got a 9mm bit. Should hopefully see a hole. There's nowhere near that tank because he's quite far away. Yeah. That's obviously the edge where it goes back up for the back seats. So. It's weird drilling metal. As soon as it grabs, it sort of takes the drill bit in. That's pretty good. Might have to manipulate the spreader plate a little bit to have it curve with the inside, just with a cheeky little hammer, but yeah, looking good. Really wanted to come off nicely for the camera. But... Cool, so both sides are done. Honestly. Hey, well that's better. Neater cutting as well. So both sides are drilled. Just got to reposition it for the front ones there. I'm going to put it back in position and just pilot all the small holes in that one, and then I can move the cage back one more time, pop them all in, see if it fits, slide them forward again, and then we're going to try and piece this interior back together. Oh. I think I'm going to have brain damage after this. At least I'm sat in the back. Oh. Anyway, got to do those two, and I've started these two over here. Just need to finish them off as well, and that is all the holes drilled. But if you can avoid the cage. Right, well I've just turned my car into a sieve, so we've got 2 holes, 3 holes, 3 holes, and 2 holes. So there's 10 holes now in here. Just fiddling around with the plastic, seeing what we can get back in. I'm just going to pop the seat belts back up and in as well. Put this big bit of plastic in first and just sort of see how I can manipulate the cage. Obviously falling backwards, need to give it a bit of a clean up. So there's metal everywhere. Got to cut the carpet in a maybe sort of a rectangular shape here, or I might be able to cut a circle and flap it over the bolt so it looks a bit neater. I don't know. With the carpet down here, when that's back here, it's quite close to the side, so I might be able to just cut a sort of slit in the carpet, and then it can wrap over a whole bottom section like so as well. But sometimes it's easier said than done, but we'll see how we get on. Yeah, and I'll come back to you in a bit, but it's all going well. Pretty pleased. It was a bit nerve-wracking drilling in the car. Oh yeah, cool. I definitely need to get some sort of carpet cleaner or something, because they are obviously looking a bit worse for wear now. I might go over this with my multi-purpose cleaner. I probably should have done it when I had a bit of chance, but that's sort of the way it is. I've cut the carpet around as tight as possible, but it's just cut close with a Stanley knife, so I've just ran it around the edge on both sides. A little bit less close on this side, but see if I'll be able to move the carpet around a little bit. But I wanted obviously metal to metal rather than a layer of carpet in between, and I wanted to try and keep it neat, so I've just cut a little square out, and I will show you, but I've just thrown them away. Now we've got to focus on making that replicate on this side. But I think it makes it just look nice and clean, and get the speaker back in then. So obviously the bolts aren't in on any, just so I can still move the cage around, because I have to move the whole thing forward to get this piece in. But you need to do the back ones first, so I'm going to do a little time lapse now of me putting this side back together. Nice stuff. Obviously the next thing to do is to fold these back and check to see what's going on there, and obviously last thing we can bolt it all together. We will see, just need a little sucky, get all those bits up, and then we will continue. So obviously as we roll it back, it's going to lip up. And you can do sort of a sideways cut along here and then just fold that round behind. It's not going to be perfect, but something just to make it look a little bit neater. Just one straight cut with the Stanley. Look at the end of it, but they look neater just to leave it like that. Let's go for it. Something like that. Still all tucks behind. Haven't tucked this side yet, but it looks neat, which is the main thing. It's not going to look perfect, but so now we're just going to bolt her up. The nuts in every point. What I didn't realise, a bit of a rookie error, was that for some reason they sent 2 sets. The sort of first 6 were long, and then there was 4 that were shorter. Obviously the 4 that were shorter should have gone to the wheel well, and I just screwed them in randomly because I thought they were all the same, and looked at the lengths and they were different, so I had to quickly swap them around. But just got to put these last 2 in now. They're only dangling underneath, and then obviously I need to get underneath and do the nut, but I need my assistant, which she doesn't know she's going to be again yet, to come out and help me just by holding the nut still on the inside. So, and then we are pretty much done, except for some seatbelts and seats back in, but I can time lapse that again. But yeah, I hope this has helped you guys. If you've got any questions, do drop it down below. Very much amateur approach. I'm only obviously bolting the cage in, so on the inside this is obviously just down on the body. There's no plates welded in underneath or anything like that. I think that's the proper way if you want to do it proper job. If you're, say, tracking your car or something like that, you want to have welded plates, a spreader plate pretty much on both sides, the bottom and underneath. Whereas myself and what a lot of other people do when it's mainly a daily and you might go on track every now and then, is just have the spreader plates that come with the cage, or you can buy with the cage, just have them underneath the car, just so the bolts don't rip through the chassis. So yeah. I can tighten up the front ones by myself because I can latch an arm around there and underneath. Copper greased them all. I think majority came off and the amount of times I pushed them in and out, but the idea is there. Alright, so nearly done. Em's just got popped inside after helping me again. Obviously the spreader plate's underneath the car. This is probably the most awkward bit because the bolts have to come through perfectly in line both sides to link up to the holes on the spreader plate, so I've had to do a little bit of manipulating, let's say, but we're there. We've done all of them now. Each one had about one bolt that needed changing, so I just had to drill the hole a little bit wider in that direction. Welcome back to the final bit of the puzzle. This is obviously a new day. It's absolutely Baltic today, hence the hat. But I just need to finish off a few things. I want to clean up the interior, I want to get the carpets back in, that carpet back there. Obviously these seats, seat belts, stuff like that just all need to be sorted. Sort of done a final fix on them. I did have a look at the bolts and I thought, oh, I've left them silver, but I'm not going to worry about it. You can only see the two on the back too, but she is looking sweet in there. So we're going to have a quick clean up now, and then we'll do a few little shots of the cage in. And that is it, guys. We are all done. Half cage fully installed, bolted in and sort of ready to rock. All the interior pieces back in, obviously except for the back seats. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. It's been a bit of a learning curve for me, a bit of an experience. Obviously it isn't welded in the inside, it's only got the spreader plates on the outside. I think technically if you're going to do it properly and actually have it welded to the car, you want those spreader plates on the inside as well, so it's like a spreader plate sandwich. So take that into consideration if you're ever thinking about doing something like this. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, as always, like, comment. If you do comment, I'll try and get back to every single person as I normally do, and consider subscribing if you're new. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next week. The last thing to do is to give it a clean.